G'day cheeky dogs, my name's Margie and I'm an Australian currently living in America. And today's video we are going to be breaking down the Bluey Season 1 episode, The Doctor.
This episode of Bluey is called The Doctor.
And starting off, we're going to be looking at the traditional Easter eggs in this one. We do, of course, have a tennis ball and a long dog. The tennis ball is on the bookshelf. You can see sort of like a book or poster there with a little green tennis ball just at the top of it. And across from Bluey on the other side, we do see our long dog. But this long dog is sort of a blue and purple color with glasses, which I think is actually really important. Speaking of which, can you see the long dogs in the background of my video as well as the hidden Chattermax? Let me know in that comment section down below. Now, back to that long dog wearing glasses. So I think this is a bit of a link up to what Bluey's name is in this episode. So she calls herself Edna.
Oh, it's Edna speaking.
Which for me as an Australian, straight away, I was like, oh, Dame Edna, of course.
I know a photographer, a cameraman, whose nipple was bitten off by a koala.
No, that's
It
terrible.
mistook it for a gum nut.
Dame Edna is a famous comedic alter ego of Barry Humphries. She has fabulous glasses and a bright purple wig as well. So, I know, later on in season 3, especially, we see a lot of the long dogs matching up with what's happening in the episodes, but we see a little bit of that in season 2, and perhaps we can see it also here in season 1. The next really cool hidden detail and Easter egg is Bluey's laptop that she has. So she's got a little book open that has a snake at the front of it, and of course, the medical symbol of the world is a snake wrapped around a staff. So I definitely think that this snake is to replicate that. There's also a little apple sticker at the front of her desk there, and that little apple sticker around the side. And of course, I think this is a bit of a joke about the apple a day keeps the doctor away. Although in this case, it definitely doesn't seem to be helping any of the kids out. And honestly, with all of these different injuries, I'm surprised no one called their lawyer about these as well. Which brings us to today's sponsor for this video, Morgan & Morgan. Unlike Unicourse's lawyer, with Morgan & Morgan, you can submit a claim without ever having to leave the couch. So if you're injured and you don't know where to start, with Morgan & Morgan, it's so easy. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit a claim to Morgan & Morgan. You don't ever have to visit an actual law firm or go through thousands of different meetings. You can submit all your documents, sign contracts, and chat with your legal team via your cell phone, who will definitely be way more helpful than Unicourse's lawyer.
Okay, as your lawyer, here I go!
So if you're ever injured in an accident, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. You can submit a claim in 8 clicks or less without ever having to leave your couch. And for more information, you can go and visit forthepeople.com or dial #law, that's #529. But back to this episode, we then have some really funny kind of Australian animal hospital jokes, I would say. We have the deadly crocodile bite, so we see Lucky coming in because a crocodile has bitten him and is still latched on as well.
Ah, I need to see the doctor. Ugh, there's a crocodile on my head.
And then at the very end of the episode, of course, we have the deadly snake bites that have gotten Bandit.
Will the doctor be much longer?
Oh, just be patient.
I love that he's already like wrapped and bandaged up, because in real life, that's what you would look like before you got to the hospital. You would be wrapping and bandaging all around those snake bites. And we are all taught that from an early age as kids in Australia. So I love that they kind of reference that as well. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit that like button down below, as well as that subscribe button and bell for notifications, so you know whenever I have any other Bluey breakdown videos coming out, as well as other Easter egg videos for other animated shows. We have a bit of a nose joke from Chili.
Thank you, Doctor. My schnoz feels great.
A schnoz, which of course is a name or a slang word for a very large nose, which of course all dogs have large noses. And then we just have so many medical jokes in this.
Just keep the bandages on for 11 years.
And it all comes back to just being a massive commentary on the medical system, not only in Australia, but I think around the world in general, and the fact that it's just ridiculous sometimes, like the advice you get.
Just keep it on for 6 months.
The amount of waiting time that you have to go through.
We'll see you in 15 months.
And the fact that you have to kind of fake having a worse injury just so that you can actually get seen.
What seems to be the matter? She's bumped her knee, Doctor. Oh, are you sure that's it? Yeah, that's it.
So of course, some of the really sort of funny commentary dialogue we see in this is appointments being 15 months to get in, bandages staying on the nose for 6 months, squeezing in tightly, which I think is like a little kid joke for like trying to get someone into a doctor's appointment, appointments taking ages, bandages staying on for 11 years, and then of course, Bluey kind of pushing Honey that she has to have a worse injury just so the doctor can actually see her next.
Are you sure you haven't been attacked by a giraffe or something? No, because that will be a real pickle.
And this is actually something that we kind of see with Honey also in the previous episode, Calypso. Honey doesn't seem to be quite as imaginative or creative as her friends. At least not until she's sort of pushed or prompted into it. So in the episode Calypso had to constantly prompt Honey into thinking outside the box and being more creative and being more imaginative with her play in her gnome village.
Well, the gnome will need a place to sleep, so...
Okay.
Lovely. But she'll also need a forest for her morning walk.
Oh, yeah.
And we see the exact same thing happening here with Bluey as well. She's constantly reminding her that, yeah, we're playing doctors, so you have to have some sort of fun injury or injury in general.
Great. Now, what's wrong with you today? Nothing. I'm fine. Honey, playing doctors. You have to make up something wrong with you. Oh, yes, of course. What do you think should be wrong with me?
And, you know, you have to pretend to actually do it and hobble.
Hobble! Edna,
So, I don't know, I think it's just a really interesting commentary on Honey as a character, that she doesn't seem to have the same imaginative play as some of the other dogs do. She is, however, of course, the comedian of the group and is constantly said that how funny she is. And she is really funny and such a sweet character. Now, we do also have a little bit of a weird subtitle error going on in this, and it's with what Snickers is saying. So, I'd love to know in the comment section down below, what do you think Snickers is saying in this scene?
Ow! I killed the cactus!
Ow! I killed the cactus!
So on ABC Australia, they say that he caught a cactus. On iTunes, it says that he totaled a cactus. But then on Disney Plus, it says that he cuddled a cactus. And in my head, I thought, yeah, cuddled a cactus as well. But then also I was like, that's really weird. Why would you cuddle a cactus? Anyway, let me know down below what you think was that Snickers actually said. We then, of course, have the really funny toy reference to Hungry Hungry Hippos. But instead of the hippos eating things, it's Rusty eating the hippos and then bapping up baby hippos. And it's always fun to just sort of see like these little nods to sort of like those very traditional kids' toys. Overall though, for this episode, I would probably give it a 4 out of 5 long dogs. It was a fun episode. I'm glad we got to focus on Honey more in this episode, so we get to learn a little bit more about her as well. There's some really hilarious bingo moments where she's like climbing up Lucky to try and help him. But I do think it's just really interesting that it shows you a different way of how kids play. And we see that again in a future episode with Octopus, with how adults play with their kids. But I think this is really interesting to see how kids play differently as well and how their imaginations can be different too. But yeah, overall for me, 4 out of 5. The message was good. I liked the commentary on the medical system, but is it an episode that I'll always definitely go back and rewatch? Probably not as much as other ones, but it's still a lovely episode overall. So let me know in that comment section down below, how many long dogs would you give this episode? And until my next video comes out, I have picked you cheeky dogs out a few other videos that maybe you would like to watch, and I will see you all in another video. Mwah! Bye!